thugs are pissing me off. I know some of you have been wondering why I haven't uploaded any videos, and what was I going to say? I know some of you have been wondering why I haven't been uploading any YouTube videos, and I have no real answer for that other than me just not having anything interesting enough to record. And genuinely, I want to record stuff for you that you will want to watch, and I know it's going to be entertaining, so... And I hope every video that I upload is quality content, so it'll be up to anybody's standards who has standards for YouTube videos. And I know for myself, I like videos with a little entertainment and sense of humor, so that's what I'm planning to include in my videos. But if you don't like it, then you have a problem. Enough talking, I'm just gonna start the video. If you haven't read from the title by now of what I'm making today, then I don't know what else to tell you. But yeah, I plan on making a dystopian crossbow today, but I don't think in any dystopia they will have a welder and spare parts. So what I plan on making the bow from is this leaf spring. And if you don't know what a leaf spring is, it's the suspension that most trucks and cars have. But a couple days ago, I already cut out the bar or the bow just to make it more convenient for myself and the video, because I don't want to waste your time. I don't want you just watching me cutting this for 15 minutes. So yeah, I decided to cut it a couple days before. It's about ½ inch thick, and I don't really know how powerful it is, but when I finished cutting it, I put it between two cinder blocks and stood in the center, and it hardly bent. So if it can hold me, then well, damn. I originally wanted to go with a wooden base, but I know that's not gonna be interesting enough to make a video on, because there's hundreds of videos like that. But so I decided to make it out of all metal parts, well, mostly all metal parts, and I thought it would look pretty cool in the end, so I hope it does. After I finished cutting out the leaf spring, I also made this rolling nut, which is where the string locks onto, and it's being held by a trigger on this bottom slit, like that. And then once you pull the trigger, it moves the rod out of the way, which makes the rolling nut roll, releasing the string. And I'm gonna make the rolling nut housing out of square tubing, and I already measured out and colored out what I'm gonna be cutting out with my Dremel. So apparently I wasn't recording that whole time, but I finally cut it out, and now I'm gonna try to cut the bottom out for the trigger to be able to interact with the lock nut, and it fits. Okay, so after about an hour of grinding and cutting, I finally got it to make it run smoothly without getting caught. Okay, so after I got done cutting out the holes, I decided to weld some brackets on the side for where the trigger is going to be held. Now what I'm trying to do is find a place to put the spring so that the trigger will always want to be engaging and pushing against the nut, or the wheel nut, this thing, like so. And when you pull the trigger, it releases and the wheel nut spins. And this is where, I don't know if you can visualize it, but this is where the string will be sitting locked in place until you pull the trigger, releasing it. So yeah, I'm gonna maybe weld the bracket here for the spring to hold on to. Okay, so update on the trigger mechanism. After I welded the spring holder, I decided to cut the studs off and weld them in place and shine them up, and I think I'm gonna leave it like this because I like the look of it. It's like shiny and bad welding, and it's just I'm too lazy to clean it up, so one or the other. But yeah, it still works the same way as I said. The string, or the string's gonna be caught on here, and you see it's not going nowhere until you put the clip. That's when it spins, and it just is a pretty strong spring, so it's not gonna go nowhere. And takes 2 fingers to pull it. Well, you can do it with 1 finger, but yeah. And I'm planning on doing the body next, where they will finally become one. But yeah, it's pretty simple. And I like that it clicks like that. So you see, when it's not in the lock position, the string will ride over. Say this is the string. The string will ride over, and pushing it down, clicking it into place, and not being able to go forward anymore. But yeah, that's the trigger mechanism. I was also debating whether or not to cover all this up or to leave it as it is, just to show how it works. But the only thing I'm worried about is it getting jammed while it's exposed like this, but I don't think there's a big enough chance of that happening. So yeah, I plan on leaving it like this, but cleaning up the handle and cleaning the edges up on this. Okay, so what I just got done doing was cutting the angles on these square tubing so that they can meet and sit flush when I weld them together. This is gonna be where you're gonna be holding it, and I'm planning on putting the butt of the gun, or the butt of the crossbow, here. Okay, so after I got done welding the handle extension, I decided to also extend the trigger, which is a pretty good placement for where I'm gonna be holding it. And also, you see it still works. Okay, so I think I'm halfway there in completing the crossbow, but as you see, I welded 2 angle irons on each side for the bow to be mounted on, and to give it extra length, of course. And I put a stock on it, which is just fencing reinforcement, and I put a sponge in here with duct tape for, you know, comfort, because I don't know how much kickback this crossbow is gonna give. It's tack welded on there. I'll say that's pretty straight. And so now I'm just gonna fully weld this on there, and after I'm done, I'm gonna reinforce the insides here with the fencing reinforcements, and maybe mount the plating on here, which the crossbow will mount onto. Oops. Crossbow will mount onto. The reason I'm not gonna weld it on there is because if I weld it on there, I'm gonna ruin the temper on the leaf spring, causing it to not go back to its bent position. It's just gonna bend or either snap on me. So a good thing they had this hole in there to where I can put a bolt in it. After I finished up beefing up the welds, I also welded that mounting hole I was talking about. And this is also a piece of leaf spring, but it was the small chuck, I guess you could say. And I don't really care about the temper on that one, since it's just there to hold the real crossbow in place. I also cut the ends off just to make it more aerodynamics, and I know those round ends will just slow it down, and I need as much speed as I can. So now I'm just gonna attach the bow to the entire setup, and you know what, I'll just record it. Oh, it's still hot. I think a socket will work.
Nope. Nope.
not going nowhere. Oh, it's heavy. Well, there it is. This is terrifying. Imagine getting this pointed in your face. I'm guessing it's about 10 pounds. I like it that it's heavy, because if it was too light, then you'll be shaking a lot when you're trying to aim it. So I guess weight gives you enough balance, you could say. So what the final step is, I'm gonna string the bow with a brake line that I cut from my dad's truck. No, I'm kidding. I got it from an old trailer that has a brake line, but it's not in use no more. So yeah, I'm gonna try to string it. Since it's now assembled, I guess that means you're gonna get different perspectives of this area, and I guess I should say this is the scariest part, because I'm gonna have to string this and hope that it doesn't snap or this doesn't break under all that tension. So what I'm doing now is I'm preparing the first end of the crossbow or the string, and these are rope clamps which clearly clamp the rope or a wire rope, and these have to be super tight so that they don't slip while they're under all that tension. There we go. Now I want this super snug next to the ends, so whenever they're pulled against this, they don't slip out and potentially killing me. And if you didn't know, this is the proper way to string or use these clamps, because this actually evens out the way that the string is being pulled. So as you can see, this is being pulled that way and this will be pulled this way. What? No, I'm not.
Huh?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, that's what she said.
I didn't say nothing.
Darren, was this came for you?
Yeah, I'm doing.
I mean,
now the reason I said this is the most dangerous part and I'm scared of is because I have to put the bow in between the hydraulic press and get the initial squeeze so where I can finally slip the wire rope over the little notch I made here. So I decided to record this part because if anything goes wrong, at least I'll have it recorded. Oh God. Okay, I'm standing way back here and I have this rebar because I don't want to be close to it when it explodes. Okay, I think it's good. Come on. Oh, yes. Okay. Oh, it's... Oh God. Scary. That is so tough. That was so anticlimactic. Okay, so it's about time that I test fire this thing and see how it works. But first thing, I have to show you how I load it first. So I made a cocking device out of that fencing reinforcement and a pole and a metal rod and a hook I found. So first things first, before I load it, I always prime it, which means I have to make these two rabbit ears go down first, so at least I can get the string over. And then after that, that's when I put this hook in the loop that I welded on, I forgot to mention, as so. And then next is I have to put the two fencing reinforcements onto the string, and it's ready to load. So all I gotta do now is keep pulling until the string clicks. Just like that. Okay, so now to do some test shots. And I made this arrow out of a steel rod and some duct tape for the wings. All it has is a little notch in there for the string to sit in, and a regular pointed tip. Yeah, but test shot number 1. So after about an hour of looking for the arrow, I couldn't find it and I gave up. So I guess that's the end of the video. And all I have to say is I have fun making this video, and if you want me to make future videos, then just leave a like and tell me what you want me to make, and I'll probably get to it and make it. So that's all I have to say.